Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm making my way over to the Olympic Peninsula this morning. It's the first of a 4-day trip to Olympic National Park, and the forecast says today is supposed to be sunny, so I'm probably going to head up to Hurricane Ridge later today to shoot the sunset up there. There's 7 feet of snow up there today. And then the next 2 days are supposed to be cloudy, maybe with some rain, so I'm going to head over to the Rainforest. And then finally the 4th day, right now the forecast says sunny, so probably head out to the coast, and that'd be fantastic if I could hit the mountains, the rainforest, and the coast all in one trip. So I'll just make my way to Port Angeles, verify the road to Hurricane Ridge is open, and then head up there and play in the snow a bit. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. Well, I went up to Hurricane Ridge and discovered that they require that all the cars be off the ridge at 4:15, which is about half an hour before sunset. So that was sort of a no-go as far as sunset. So I drove on over to Ruby Beach, which is where I'm at now, hoping for sunset here. Could happen. I'll show you what I got here. So the composition I'm working on right now is looking down the beach. I'm hoping that the sun will light this up. I have a nice big piece of driftwood in the foreground here with a nice curve to it that frames kind of the lower right-hand corner of the scene. Not bad, but it would sure look a lot nicer if some light came through. So just waiting to see what happens. Well, unfortunately, a nice sunset never did materialize, and my beach scene here was left with pretty flat, drab light. Not a bad composition, but not very exciting light. But later, after sunset, I did find this nice composition. This is Cedar Creek making its way out to the edge of the Pacific Ocean. We photographers call this the blue light hour, which occurs about 30 to 45 minutes before sunrise and 30 to 45 minutes after sunset. I love these blue-purple colors in the sky during blue hour. And with barely any light left, I also found this scene. The same sea stacks are reflected here in the river again, but also in this little puddle on top of a piece of driftwood. I have moved to the Hoh Rainforest now. I'm on the Hall of Mosses trail. It's still pretty early in the morning. It's an overcast day, perfect for photographing within these deep old-growth rainforests. This ancient forest teems with Sitka spruce, big-leaf maple, huge cedars, and Douglas fir. With leaves off the understory, the forest is more open inside, giving us a chance to better see its structure. Still, it is quite a challenge to find compositions. The forest is just so visually cluttered. I'm working on a composition over here. Just really focusing on some sword ferns here at the base of this big leaf maple. I'm just trying to capture a simple scene featuring the fern, the trunks of these 2 trees, and the moss growing all over them. While walking over to the Spruce Nature Trail, I spotted this American dipper here in Taft Creek. These dippers have tiny white feathers on their eyelids. You can see them flash when it blinks its eyes. Being much closer to and disturbed by the Hoh River, the rainforest here includes a lot of red alder. Here's a great example of a line of Sitka spruce trees on a nurse log. They all started growing as seedlings on top of a fallen tree, probably hundreds of years ago. The original fallen tree is mostly rotted away now. Well, good morning. I moved to the Queets River last night, First time here. It's really beautiful. Classic temperate old growth forest. But there's this, I think 2.8 mile loop trail here that I'm going to do. It's overcast right now. I see a little hint of blue up there. And the forecast says it's supposed to clear off to be a sunny day. So I guess I better get my breakfast eaten and get going before the sun breaks out. One of the primary challenges in photographing forests like this is they're so visually busy and cluttered. One way to deal with the chaos of a forest is to include a trail in the scene. The trail provides a nice leading line into the scene and through the scene, which gives it some organization. And it gives the forest a sense of scale. I love these open parks here in the rainforest. They are created by elk that browse all the understory to keep it trimmed down so these grasslands can grow. Photographically, I want some kind of foreground element to lead the eye into the scene. Just grass in the foreground can be a little boring, so I think I see what I'm looking for. So right over here is a fallen log I can probably use to create some depth and draw the viewer into the scene. See how that log forms a nice leading line into the scene and adds some point of interest in the foreground. Still down here at the Queets River. It's day 4, and just going to try to do some wildlife photography here in this sort of open woodland. I was hoping to find elk. There's plenty of prints and scat, but I haven't seen any elk yet. So anyway, it's a nice, sort of a foggy morning. I think it's supposed to burn off and become blue sky, so I'm gonna head back home when that happens. But for now, just enjoying the soft light in this open woodland. This is definitely the remains of a full-size elk. And you can tell by the way that they're scattered all over the place that this is pulled apart and eaten by some kind of predators. There's the hoof. more ribs. The lower jaws. And the skull itself. On the way back home, I made some stops, including here back at Ruby Beach. I also stopped at Fairhorn Campground on the edge of Crescent Lake, where I found this enormous bigleaf maple tree. Just look at the size of this thing. The branch here just goes on and on and on. It's probably something like 50 feet long. Quite a monstrous tree. Well, thanks for joining me in Olympic National Park. Please leave a comment below, and maybe hit that subscribe button so that we can stay connected.